Welcome back to another episode of the free-to-play Magic series with me, your host, Krim, also known as the Asian Avenger. Today we're going to be playing a mono-red deck list that isn't your typical mono-red. Not the, not your dad's mono-red. This is definitely not the aggressive mono-red deck that we are used to in the format. This is going to be a little bit more mid-range. When I say a little bit more, I mean definitely more mid-range. Because we're playing cards like Lathliss Dragon Queen, Demanding Dragon, and Burning Sun's Avatar. So we're going to actually be using our 5 drops and beyond as our finishers. So we'll also have that, and of course the flavorful Spit Flame, which has recursion whenever you cast a dragon. You may pay a red to return it to your hand, so I do love that removal spell. Let's play the stock list and see how the matches go. Alright, well, it's been a while since I could say this, but I'm actually very excited to go ahead and start playing a mono-red deck today. Here's the stock list as I told you about, so let's get right to the games. Well, you know, it's weird looking at a mono-red hand and not seeing a bunch of 1-drops, but we have a removal spell there. We have a Havoc Devils, the old 4/3 Trampler. I do like Charging Monstrosaur, so lands and spells, sure, I'll keep this. We're going to be using, like, this deck has a nice mixture of Dargans and Darnosaurs, and I do love me some Darnosaurs and Dargans. Dungeons and Dargans. Alright, so we do have a 2-drop. Sure, maybe we just get a free win from our opponents conceding, because they see our mountain on turn 1. I'm not even joking, that's actually real. So Kargan Dargan Rider is, it gets the ability, as long as you control a dragon, Kargan Dragon Rider has flying. And, you know, we don't have a dragon yet, but we do have the Spit Flame, which is going to perfectly get rid of this Tempest Djinn. Xaxes for the damage needed to kill that creature. That creature gets so out of control, especially if it's the mono blue tempo version that just burns us to the ground. Or, I mean, hits us to, like a bloody pulp with this and Curious Obsession, because this card's very powerful. Gets +1/+0 for each basic island you control. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and play this. Havoc Devils, let's make use of our mana this turn, especially since they only have 1 threat on the board. Alright, Watcher in the Mist. I do love the art of that card. The card is pretty sweet. Pretty spooky. Love the art for Dimir cards. Alright, let's play this massive creature. If we swing, they'll just die. So let's take a turn off here. Let's wait. We're going to swing with that and then try to give it Sure Strike. We do take a turn off damage, but, you know, I think we'll be okay. Huh. That's interesting. Wow. Perfectly just enough to kill everything here. Sure. Let's go ahead, swing in with everything. I know we're using a lot of cards here, but we are clearing off their board, and I do like that. And this has Trample, so that works out perfectly. They both do, so they're just going to run right over that. They're tapped out. We have no cards left in hand. We're a little hell-bent here. But, you know, Charging Monstrosaur and Havoc Devils doing work. The Trample actually paying off here. And now they have to leave this back. And if they choose to block these, they'll die. So we're going to swing with the team here. Come on. I mean, they're going to have to block. I assume that they're going to probably block the Watcher. The Watcher's going to probably go here. Okay. That's fine. Well then. Let's swing out. We don't have any, you know, dragons yet in a so-called dragon deck, but we're on our way. We're on our way. These have Trample, so I don't mind if they move these cards over here, and then the Watcher of the Mist go ahead and, like, blocks the Kargan Dragon Rider. That I don't mind at all. Yep, that seems reasonable. I hope they remember that this is Trample. I don't know if that's a thing they remember, because it looks like if they move the 1/1 over to the Charging Monstrosaur, Trample is not going to work out in their favor. Sure. All right. Well, it looks like, I don't know if they could have done any more than that, really. I guess I mean, the Watcher in the Mist could have blocked there, and then the 2 could have gone to the 2/2s, and then just let the 5/5 through. So I think they just didn't know how the Trample worked there. Oh boy, would you look at that. We unlocked the Black-Red deck. Let's see what the Rakdos deck has in store for us. I do like the Rekindling Phoenix. Another Gravewaker. You know, this deck doesn't look that powerful. I feel like this could just be... This could use a lot of better cards. Let's leave that alone. We'll pull cards from that later if we need. Let's go ahead and get to our next game. Our opponent, Andy Longlegs. Nice name. Decent amount of 2s. We do have our Lathliss this time. So we have a Dargan to play on 6, but that is a lot of mana. So let's hope that we get there. We still have to draw 3 lands. and also try to curve out. All right? We have 4 lands. I like it. I like where this is going. We might be able to just get another, like, come on. I'm just hoping we get one free victory off of just the mountain and, like, making people think we're mono red. Just the one free win. Let's go. This is a very red deck start, right? They just think that, oh, we didn't get the turn 1 play. Probably thinks this is definitely a red deck. So he might blow this up because it's the Wizards, so he's probably playing around things like Wizard's Lightning. Viashino Pyromancer, though, a sweet card, very aggressive, 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. It's a great card because it's also got the Wizard type, as I told you, which makes Wizard's Lightning 1 mana. Let's see. Okay, so soon as we play this, though, they're going to know we're not red deck, so there goes that plan of the concession. They still have a Llanowar Elf. I was going to Sure Strike if I had to, because I don't know if I can allow them to get up to turn 5, right? Like, I mean, they get their 5th mana with the Llanowar Elf on turn 4, and that's a little problematic when we have a 6-drop, and that's all we're trying to, like, play to right now. Let's hope they don't also have the removal for this, because it's going to feel really bad if they have the removal for this, because this is the whole reason why we have the hand. So we've got our 6 lands, so let's not draw any more lands, okay, deck? Thank you, game. That's all I ask for. Game, please. Game, please. Oh, boy. Kargan Dargan Rider. I don't know why I like the name Dargan so much. Dungeons and Dargans. That's what I want to rename this whole deck to. Dungeons and Dargans and then Darnosaurs. Opponent either is deep in the tank or they might have disconnected. No, not like this. Or maybe they did just get really upset with the fact that they saw the red deck. Okay, all right. All right, we didn't draw a land. Feels good. Feels good. We have a play on turn 5. Now, is there a discussion for us to hold it just so that we can play it on turn 7 to get an additional 5/5? Yes, there is. If I draw another dragon, I'll play it. We could even play it on turn 8 if need be. I mean, it has an additional, like, ability. When it enters the battlefield, we may pay 3. And when you do, it deals 3 damage to any target. Spark-Tongue Dragon. Pretty much Thundermaw Hellkite. I mean, right? Just kidding. It's not. It's not at all. It's a 5-mana dragon. I don't know if that counts for anything. But I do like this as a common. It's pretty sweet in draft and limited. Sweet card to have in a free-to-play deck, by the way. But this is our payoff here. This is our queen. All right. Off to an easy 2-0. Off to a very easy 2-0. Sorry, opponent, that you disconnected. All right, with match number 3 on the way. That means that after this, we're going to go ahead and modify the deck, see what we can add to it, add a little more power. Usually with a small, like a free-to-play collection like this, we're going to definitely try to add a second color, see if we can get a little more power. Whatever that second color is, I don't know. Not necessarily a thing that we have to do, by the way. We maybe just be able to leave it as a mono-red deck, because I do remember us having a good amount of red cards, which is quite humorous, game. Game's got jokes. Game's got jokes. They know I dislike mono-red. So, this is, like, exactly what I don't want. I usually don't like a red deck, but, you know, we'll play it. We do have the 3, 4, and 5. That's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited for that. Nothing on 1 and 2, but it might be that our opponent's on the same deck as us, because they also don't have anything on 1 and 2. Oh, boy. But when they do have something, it's a good one. All right. That's going to be a pickle. I am not excited to play any of these cards because these cards all die to shock. So I'm going to play the Ogre as it doesn't have first strike or it doesn't have haste or anything. So we're going to try to swing with it next turn. Opponent, you have to attack with that. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and leave this up. Hope they don't have the shock here. Let's hope they don't have the shock. Come on, opponent. What is this? Another target creature gains haste until end of turn. When did this card exist? I didn't even know this card came out. It looks like a goblin deck, actually. Come on, swing with the Legion Warboss. I'll gladly trade. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's get rid of this. This card seems pretty useful. I mean, the tokens are just 1/1s, so no need to worry about that one too much. All right, so let's swing in for 4. If they don't start doing some magical things, we're going to just start like racing them. They're probably going to need to swing with the Warboss, right? I mean, they don't have to. They could just keep sitting here and spawning the army of 1/1s. That I don't mind. Okay. So let's go ahead and play. Let's go and attack. We'll attack with both of these, see if they decide to block or not. I mean, the War Boss will have to go eventually. Alright, I'm going to play this, pass it back to them. Next turn, let's go ahead and play the Pyromantic Pilgrim and the Viashino Pyromancer if need be. I mean, we could have done it this turn, but I wanted to get this 3-3 flyer on the board, pressure him a little bit more. Alright, and like that, we're off to a sweet 3-0. Who knows? I may not even need to modify this once again. Like, look how powerful it is. Just 3-0 right off the bat. It's pretty sweet. Alright, what I would probably add to this is probably your 4th shock. There's a discussion for the Shivan Fire, because the Shivan Fire can scale up into the late game and kill something with 4 power, but right now I think we're going to be okay without that. I also like Lightning Strike here a lot. We do want some kind of like reach, and this deck does have some, you know, burn elements to it, especially with things like, what is it, Pyromantic Pilgrim, and a few other hasters like Charging, Monstrosaur. That, like, I mean, the 3 damage is huge here, so let's bring some of that in. I don't know if we need the Trumpet Blast. Do wish we had another Spit Flame. Phoenix is pretty good. Varix, you know, dragon, so very on flavor here. Hellkite Whelp. It is a 3 mana. I mean, it's a 3/3 that flies. It is a dragon. I do like that. I don't know if I want to add white to this or not. Is there anything we can get out of black? Because we did get a Dragon Skull Summit. I mean, let's not lie here. It has dragon in it, right? That's got to count for something. We get some hard removal with that, but I want to be splashing black. How many legendaries do we have? So we have Lathliss, we have Varix, and that's about it. So we can't bring any of those. I mean, if we bring in black, we do get to play cards like Demon of Catastrophes, and we just kind of go to this like black-red attacking in the sky kind of deck, like a black-red flyers deck. We can drop the low to the ground cards like that because we don't need them. I mean, I don't hate that idea, actually. We can keep the Dragon Rider because eventually it could get flying. Sure Strike has been very useful. Get rid of this 3-drop. I mean, at least this has haste, so we can kind of like punch a little faster. This replaces the Varix. I mean, we can drop one of those for a Rekindling Phoenix. I mean, or we could just stay on red. I don't hate that either. We could just stay on red. Don't have to go as deep into the second color. We don't have that strong of a, like, an additional, like, ooh, I mean, we can play these. These are pretty sweet. This deals 6 damage to anything, so I feel like that's probably better than Fiery Finish. Fiery Finish is also sorcery speed, so I'd rather have it, if we're going to play some, like, absurdly high-cost removal spell, I'd rather get something that can't be countered. It can possibly burn our opponent out. Another one of those aren't the worst. Siege Gang Commander's pretty sweet here. I do like this because then we get to also just play things on the lower end of our curve. We don't need to like be... Oh, this only has trample, but... this isn't bad, I guess. We're really going in on the mid-range here. This is a sweet 2-drop. This is a pretty sweet 2-drop. This does gum up the board early. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can keep that in. I'm thinking about possibly the Shivan Fire also. Ornery Goblin, not the worst. Maybe we go down the shock, right? We already brought in, like, the Lightning Strikes. We have some sweet 2-drops there. We can drop a Sure Strike here. Keep the Spit Flame. I guess we don't need that many of those 3s. Captivating Crew is a 4-drop, so I'd probably drop another Havoc Devil so that we aren't too heavy on the 4s here. I'm going to keep this in just because the card has haste. It's good for aggression. So what is our curve looking like? We have a decent amount. We have 12 2s. We have 12 2s, but how many creatures? We have 25 creatures. A good amount of those 2s are, let me see here. We have Ornery Goblin, which makes it so that dinky 1/1s can't chump us. You know, we only need to cut one thing here. One thing. I do want a second Siege Gang Commander. Maybe we just drop the Fiery Finish. And let's try it like this. I don't know if this makes it better or worse. So I want to try one game like this. Let me go ahead and... The Viashinos can stay. That does burn damage. That can stay. That puts out a 3/3 eventually. So, you know, if we run into any chain whirls or anything ridiculous like that, we'll have something to do against them. Maybe we can go down to just, I don't know, maybe 2 of those, 3 shocks. That's good enough. And then we have the one inescapable blaze or whatever. I almost feel like this is better. Let's drop one Sure Strike for a run amok. And let me see. What else can we run? What else can we run? Something cheap. I don't want too much. Let me see. Ooh, we can mix and match our art with Sure Strikes. Right? I'm like really contemplating this Instigator. Like, we don't have that many goblins. So we're not really a goblin deck. We don't need that many. We don't even have more than the one Trash Master that we unlocked. So maybe we just play the Lightning Strike and try to control our way to the late game. All right, let's give this deck a spin. On our way to match 4. We made some slight upgrades. We added a little more power. We added a little bit more powerful removal too, which could also double back as some burn. We added some late game threats. I mean, some more late game threats because our deck was playing randomly Goblin Instigator, which is like some chip damage here and there, but it doesn't feel great to have that. Okay, I'll keep this. 100% keep this. We have a Shock for any kind of early game threat they might have. We have a Viashino Pyromancer. Ooh, our opponent mulling down to 5. Down to 4. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. That's rough. I deal with that all the time. And they probably see that we're mono red. Probably not the most encouraging color to see when you've mulled down to 4. Alright. Viashino Pyromancer coming down. Shooting him for 2. I forgot that this could also hit a Planeswalker. This card's sweet. What a sweet 2-drop. It like kind of has like pseudo haste. We're not going to mute our opponent. That's totally not a thing we do here. Alright. Come on, give me a 4-drop. Like, I need a 4-drop into a mountain. Like, I just need a 4-drop into a mountain. Oh, we're against Mill. Okay. So we're going to just hit him for 2 here. Put him down to 14. Okay, well, we needed a 4-drop and then into the mountain, but maybe we'll get some other threat after this. Or another mountain wouldn't hurt. They can choose whether or not they want to sack that or not. If they don't want to, that's totally fine. This is Defender. All right. That's great for us. Okay, cool. So then we can just... They have to pay 3 mana and like in order to give this flying, right? Oh boy, not too fair. Is our opponent just going to get there on a mold to 4? They just peel lands every day of the week? Oh boy. We did not get what we wanted. We could just wait. Like, as soon as they draw, they're going to mill too. So they get rid of our Demanding Dragon, right? So they're going to draw again. They're going to get rid of another card. I say no attackers, and let's just play this. Let's play this because if we draw a 6th land at any point, we can just punch him in the face, right? Get him for a total of 7, which is Xaxes. They need to have another form of removal or maybe some kind of fog. They seem to just be on the mill plan, so... We need a mountain here. If our opponent's milling another land, it's going to feel pretty bad. I mean, if they don't block this, they'll most likely block here, right? Like, without a doubt. All right, we need a mountain here. They can pay 3 to block. Wait, what? How did they tap 3 of my lands? Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. What just happened? Okay, sure. I mean, I guess we'll play this, right? See if they have a removal or a counterspell for it. Alright, so this is the turn where we get to possibly... If we untap with this, we can steal this. They can't hit us with anything. Oh, man, they keep milling all of the perfect things. Like, we need those mountains. Come on, give me one land. If they have Settle the Wreckage, that'll feel pretty bad, right? If they have Fog, this will feel pretty bad. There's a lot of feel bads here. There's a lot of feel bads. Alright, whatever. I guess we'll just do this then, right? I mean, hope they don't have to Settle the Wreckage. Let's just hope they don't have Settle the Wreckage. Let's send those 3 in. Let's send those 3 in. They might have Settle. They haven't played anything. A Seal Away? Sure. Okay, that's fine. We can put him down to 1 this turn. Or we can just kill that. I'll kill it. I'll kill it. This way, he has to still, like, this will put him down to 4. Next turn, if he tucks any one of these, it won't matter because we can still kill him. We actually draw a mountain for once. We can just get that 6th land. We can close out the game here. He's exactly at 4. I haven't seen him play any settles, so I mean we need some of our burn, which he's milling. Oh boy. All right. Do you think he's got the settle? I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll find out right now. I won't make him have it. We'll just make him have it. We can swing with... Oh, boy. All right, nice. We were able to get there. Woo! That was a little annoying. Maybe I could have been a little bit more aggressive, but hey, we got there. Off to a 4-0. 4-0. Let's go. We were able to... I don't know what that last match was. Was that like... Maybe it was like a Bant whatever I have. I wasn't sure. I was like a little worried that was going to be like Turbo Fog. Turbo Fog's kind of like a miserable matchup. And I'm sure the internet agrees. Like, it's not, I don't think like the deck is like absurdly powerful in any way, right? I think it's like, it's good, but it's just like, it rubs you the wrong way because the way it beats you is pretty sad, right? Like, it's just like, well, I had turns. I remember back when I used to get, I used to be able to play Magic, but, you know, Nexus of Fate will not allow you to do that. Let's get in there. Let's play this Raptor Hatchling. Is this deck just that good? Like, I mean, we're at a clean 4-0 right now. We're not really like hurting for anything else. I mean, okay, well, I'm gonna swing anyways. That's gonna trade with one of my. Okay, I guess they needed that 1/1. That seems weird. Are they about to convoke? They must need it to convoke or something like that. Because I don't know why you would keep that. That's just like a free removal spell, right? Boy. Well, they're probably going to sacrifice that, right? Instead of taking 5 damage. I'll send this in. I'm going to play this anyways. They sack the 1/1, whatever. We at least get to block the Leonin Arbiter or War Leader and then just, you know, keep this around. So this would be like the one-time swing. I might double block this just to make sure this thing dies. Because I am a little concerned about whether or not they have a pump spell. And this cannot come back to them. Like, absolutely cannot come back to them. Oh, maybe they won't attack here. Or maybe they will attack here? They're thinking about it. They're definitely thinking about it. Maybe they can test me. See if, maybe they're trying to test me, see if I'll block. Oh, alright. Well, maybe they didn't want to test me. I'm going to send the team in here. That's a lot of damage coming into, to, like, just clock them in the face. They've got a block here. This blocks. We get a 3/3. They take that many's. Sure. Then we play the Siege Gang Commander. I am concerned that we might be overcommitting into a Cleansing Nova here. Let's just hope they don't have that. All right, nice. 5-0. Well, that looks like it's a 5-0. So let's, we got some rewards too, by the way, because I guess the weekly resets happen. So let's open a pack here. Let's see what we get. Come on, deck. Give me something good for my deck. Mnemonic Betrayal. Now, I do want to get a blue-black deck going, so maybe we'll definitely be playing some of that and getting some memes rolling with that. All right, let's make this a 6-0. Well, geez, this deck is it's doing things. This deck is doing things right now. Look, I'm not sure. Can we keep? We'll keep this. I'm afraid to mulligan and then go down to 5 and then get bodied. Right? It seems like in this game I often mulligan and seriously get crushed. Like they'll just like give me nothing on the return. We'll just, you know, play to the fact that we have a Havoc Devils, play that, lure out whatever Lightning Strike they've got, then try to play Captivating Crew after. This deck, though, 5-0 right now. This looks like the Black-Red starter deck. Black-Red starter deck. Okay, now we have all the mountains. Now we have all the mountains. Okay, we don't need any more lands deck. If anything, we can get a 5-drop. That'd be perfect. Specifically, like a Demanding Dragon or something. I'm definitely going to be playing this first, as this has Trample. Okay, so another mountain, nothing like it. Okay, we can cast about everything in our deck now, deck. Very funny. Very funny. You got jokes. Let's go. What is it? Is it murder? Oh, boy. Well, hey, at least we have Captivating Crew now. Didn't get murdered, so that feels good. Not Phoenix, not Phoenix, not Phoenix, not Phoenix. Please, not Phoenix, not yet, at least. We need some kind of like Nintuko Husk or like a sack effect with this. That'd be pretty sweet. Or a, oh, come on. And we drew another mountain. All right. Let's go. At least we could steal this every turn as long as they don't, like, you know, kill this. Please don't touch the captivating crew. Please don't touch my captivating crew. Oh boy. I'm concerned. So what else did they play? They had the, oh no. I see they're returning the favor. I see they're returning the favor. This can only be used as sorcery speed, so that's 9, so we're down to 9. That means this turn we can steal this and swing with it, get in for 8, put them down to 12. I mean, we can activate this twice, right? All right, let's get in there. We'll shock them at the end of the turn. We're going down to 5 here. So there is a chance, right? Because, like, next turn we can kill them. We technically have lethal next turn. Or we can... No, yeah, we can definitely just shock this. The skeleton. Interesting. This helps keep us alive. That's Xaxes if they steal this, right? So we can't do anything about that. That comes into play tapped. We just gotta hope we get lucky here. This is only 8. This is 11. Like, I mean, active treason. Just good enough to kill us multiple times over. So, feels bad. Oh, they had the shock. Alright, so that's 5-1. Good job, opponent. Nothing like beating me with my own stuff. Well played. Alright, so obviously this powerhouse had to eventually lose. We went 5-1. So let's see if we can close out our 7th match on a victory. Let's go. That was rough, dude. We got beat in with our own card. Which sucks because that reassembling skeleton, we had lethal without, you know, having to deal with the reassembling skeleton and the multiple acts of treason. Alright, captivating crew, let's hope you don't beat me down again. That was pretty traumatizing. Let's pass it back to them, see what they're playing. Oh no. Okay. We're gonna have to shock them. Oh no, this is problematic. We don't have... They're gonna start milling. We don't have like a lot of our deck yet. Like we don't have a curve or anything to like be aggressive. We just have like a 1/1 right now, and that doesn't feel great. So whatever they're trying to do right now, it looks like they're just holding up counter magic. We got to run them out of it, right? So we're gonna play into that. Then we're gonna play into charging Monstrosaur. We're gonna just hope that we get our 6th mountain. 6th mountain will just lead to this. This is not legendary, so we can play multiples. Sure. They're never going to kill this, I don't think. Like, they're just gonna leave this a 1/1 and just hope that I, you know. Oh boy. So let's go to attacks first, because I'm gonna play this dragon. And then I'm gonna play the charging Monstrosaur, because the Monstrosaur is a 5/5, this is a 3/3. Sure. So the fact that they haven't played anything definitely lets me know that they're just holding like a bunch of counter spells, right? They're using Bone to Ash, which is netting them a card every time too. It's very annoying. Mono blue control. All right. You have another one? I mean, they just aren't running out, so I don't know what to do here. We got to draw land. They're hitting all of our threats pretty quickly too. They've already milled Varix. They're milling our other land right there. We need the 6th land here. Okay. Well, we're not getting that, so. Alright, this one's stuck. So now this starts getting to an area. Like, if they try to bounce this, that's not good for them, right? Because we can play it again. We might be able to close this out here. 1 lightning strike off the top and a connect with the demanding dragon should be good enough to close the game. Bouncing this is okay. I mean, we'll still put him down to 3. Can't complain there. Or if we draw the 6th land, we can just Burning Sun's Avatar them. I mean, they don't have any more counter spells, or else they wouldn't have countered this. Or they would have countered this, sorry. Okay, Phoenix. Bouncing this means that, what? I mean, oh, they're going to bounce this. Okay, that makes sense. I want to... I'm going to just leave this on the board. Because this way it makes it so that if they try to Rivers Rebuke me or anything like that, this is still here. It's probably better than just getting rid of the Sphinx. 1 land. 1 land's all we need. Come on, deck. Right off the top here. This is a land. Divination. Alright. Well, hold on. No, don't mill my land. Don't mill my land. Resolves. Not a land. Okay, cool. That's just 2 non-lands. Perfect. Unfortunately, they might have re-upped and gotten some counter spells by now. I'm willing to believe they might have. They probably have like four of these, just mono counter spells. All right. So, this trades. Let's see what they do. They block there. That makes sense. Does this resolve? No, it doesn't. All right. So we're going to have to rely on the second one because they now have had way too many counter spells. We're not doing enough. This is like not the ideal matchup for us, but we needed that to stick real bad. Maybe they're like this wasn't going to resolve anyways. Even if you like the argument was, oh, we could hold until this comes down, but I don't think that's happening. We just need to get 1 damage in, right? And then this to like at least shoot them for 3. And then as long as they don't have any more counter spells, we can lightning strike them. Sinister Sabotage, though, does show us that they don't have an Essence Scatter. Okay, they might now. Oh, come on. Stop milling me. Man, that's like all my hasters, actually. Yeah, that's actually most of our deck. They have a full grip. It's not looking like we're going to win this one. How unfortunate. Unless they, like, of course, this gets the full set of damage in, like 7 damage in. Doesn't have to. Oh, hold on. Perfect. That's perfect. Oh, come on. All right, I'm going to play this. Deal to target opponent or planeswalker and up to 3 damage target creature. So get this out of the way. Put him down to 3. All right, so we got the Sun's Avatar on the board. This is looking pretty game over unless they... I mean, if they bounce everything or answer everything on the board, then we can lightning strike them. Boom. 6-1. 6-1. Let's go. Deck's pretty good. It's pretty good. And that was a fiery hot finish with this deck. I had a lot of fun playing this. Love Dargans, love Darnosaurs. I thought the deck was very sweet. Didn't really get to use Spit Flame enough for the flavor, but the deck was overall fun. We went 6-1 with this deck. After match 3, well, this is the stock list you're looking at. After match 3, we switched it over to look a lot like this. I love the addition of the second, Burning Sun's Avatar, the Phoenix, and also the Run Amok and the Lightning Strikes. The Lightning Strikes were huge. They were removal, or they could double back as burn. I often wanted more, I wanted them all the time. Maybe we just go up to the 4th. We had 3 shocks, 3 of those. Really enjoyed the deck. Really liked how it played like a mid-range playstyle. And if I wanted to, if I had all the wild cards in the world and try to keep with the mono-red mid-range, I definitely move the deck to look like something like this. This deck has the Runaway Steamkin, which can, I know you're thinking like, oh, well, this is like mostly mono, it looks like an aggro deck like up front, like at the early part of the curve. But Steamkin can help us get 3 additional mana to, drop like bigger threats like Lathliss. Chain Whirler to help us deal with decks that are trying to go wide with like dinky 1/1s and stuff like that. Phoenix, self-explanatory. This deck, I really wish we had Sarkhan and Dragon's Horde. Those are very good cards to have for filtering and card advantage. Like, those are just very sweet. Definitely would look into building this deck if you're trying to play something like a mid-range playstyle. And there's also overlap if you're trying to play mono red. Now let's take a look at what I recommend for the must crafts. And here are my 4 must crafts for a mono red playstyle. Now I'm going to recommend these 4 cards because these 4 are versatile and can slot into an aggro or mid-range or any kind of just mono red based deck. Like Lightning Strike is a very good removal. It was a tough decision because I had to decide between this or Shock. Now, Shock is also very good as it is 1 mana, but I do like the fact that it can deal 3 damage. This can hit a creature or player, so it can be used as removal, so you can like blow up a Llanowar Elf, or you can, send it straight to the face to close out a game. Very efficient. It's also just a common 4 of these. Instantly, just 4 of these. Runaway Steamkin, from Guilds of Ravnica, the new red hotness. It is a 2-mana 1/1, and whenever you cast a red spell, if Runaway Steamkin has fewer than 3 1/1 counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on Runaway Steamkin. You can then remove 3 1/1 counters and then add 3 mana. So if you're like in a mono red aggressive deck, you can fire off a bunch of early cheap threats. This becomes a 4/4 very, very quickly, and then you can use that back half to just, pretty much rebuild it back up to a 4/4 by firing off a ton of burn spells, or maybe casting a bunch of 1-drops, like just a bunch of 1-drops, and then boom, back to a 4/4. And it's an absurd card, and it also helps with the mid-range game plan because you get it to 4/4 or 3 1/1 counters, and you can remove the 3 1/1 counters after attacking, and this can help you get out like a Lathliss or anything like that. Definitely a powerhouse. 4 of these. Great rare card. And of course, the infamous Pro Tour champion Goblin Chainwhirler. 3 mana, 3/3, first strike. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, each creature and planeswalker they control. This card is absurd. Sometimes you're against a control deck. They have to play a Teferi to tuck like maybe a Phoenix because the Phoenix is a sticky threat. And, you know, Teferi sitting at 1, you can drop this, hit them for 1, get rid of the Teferi, have a 3/3. That's a pretty decent sized body. And of course, you know, why not? They said, let's give it first strike. This makes it so it's great in combat. That means you can pair this with like a shock or a lightning strike to take down an X5 or an X6 because this is first strike. It'll close out it'll deal its combat damage first. Amazing card, definitely worth 4 of these. 4 wild cards, well spent. And here's probably my favorite red mythic. It is absurdly powerful. It's a 4 mana 4/3 flyer that has whenever Rekindling Phoenix dies, create a 0/1 elemental creature token with, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature, return target card named Rekindling Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. This card is a very, very tough to deal with card. It requires exile, either that's to exile the Rekindling Phoenix, that's going to be just Vraska's Contempt or Lava Coil. And a trick that I don't see enough people doing is if someone targets this with a Lava Coil or a why do I keep calling it Rekindling Phoenix? Vraska's Contempt. Probably because I always draw the comparison because I use Vraska's Contempt on this card every day, all the time. But yeah, if anyone uses that card, Vraska's Contempt that is, on this card, you can use Lightning Strike or something like that to just blow it up so that it fizzles their exile effect and you get the token and you'll still get it back on your turn. This card's absurdly powerful. Love it. Definitely worth the Mythic Craft. 4 of these somewhere in the 75. And that concludes this video. I had a blast playing the mono red deck, and it wasn't your typical mono red little Smork and Bork creatures. It was the mid-range dragons, Dargans, and Darnosaurs. Fell in love with it. I always liked Dargans. I love playing them, and that's why, you know, I really want to get Sarkhan going because the new 3-mana Sarkhan's pretty sweet. Thank you so much for checking out this video. We'll be back in the next video with a mono blue. I'm going to try to build it towards a tempo playstyle, but if you like the content, as always, make sure you follow, subscribe, do all of that. You know how it works. Thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, yours truly, the Asian Avenger, signing out.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.